What's up, everybody? We've got a 50-50 set up today, everybody's favorite. It'll be 3 stations at a time in a circuit, 50 seconds of each one. Then you do a second round, 50 seconds of each one. Then you get a 50-second break. Move to the next circuit, which will have 3 more stations, 50-50-50. Back to the first one, 50-50-50. And you move through all the circuits there. For equipment, you'll want some sliders. You will want a bench or chair or couch, something you can put your foot up onto for some split squats. And then for weights, you could probably get away with just one weight, but you want it more medium to heavy weight. We're gonna have a goblet lateral lunge, you're gonna have a bent over row, and then a Russian twist to where you'll be holding the weight. So whatever weights you have available, keep them handy, but mostly a medium to heavy weight for this one. So the first circuit, we're gonna have a hand walk to push up, which will be walking out, push up, walk back up. You'll need a slider. We're gonna be doing a reverse lunge with a foot on the slider, so going back and up. And then we're also gonna have a slow sit-up. If you wanna hold a weight for that, you can have a weight available, but otherwise just body weight. So we'll start with that hand walk to push up in about 10 seconds here. So you just need a little space out in front.
In this hand walk to push up, guys, maybe 1 to 5 push-ups. So we'll hand walk in, take a nice hamstring stretch, hand walk back out into a push-up position, 1 to 5 presses, and then another hand walk. If you need to, drop to knees on that push-up. Otherwise, stay on your toes throughout the movement. Being the 50-50, we'll go 3 stations in a row with very little rest. Just incorporate the rest you need to transition. 15 seconds out, and then we're into the valve slide reverse lunge. 10 seconds. 5. Then grab a single disc, foot on top. Sometimes we do a reverse lunge with a pulse. This is not that. This is just a nice quick reverse lunge using your front leg to do most of the movement here. So use that front leg to assist you in the drop, but then also drag yourself back up. 25 seconds out, we'll stay on one leg for duration. Then the third exercise in the series is gonna be a slow push-up. Slow sit-up. Thanks, Ben. 15 seconds. 5. On your backs here. This should be nice, slow controlled, not a lot of arm integration. Sit tall and then lower the body nice and slowly. And as Ben mentioned, you could hold a weight in hand if you'd like to. If you go slow enough, it should be challenging. Just take your time here. In 20 seconds, we're gonna go back to the hand walk plus push-up. Ten seconds. 5. And roll over here, find your toes. Nice walk out. Chorus braced, 1 to 5 push-ups. Hand walk back in, drive those hips up. If you need to, stand up tall between each rep, otherwise stay down kind of in that push-up or crawl position. Another 20 seconds here, and then we'll switch legs for the reverse lunge. 10. 2. And grab your disc, switch legs. Then arm integration here works well. In that lunge position, the opposite arm is reaching over that front leg. And then if you get the back arm in motion, then kind of swing that arm forward. It should draw you out of the hole. So if you're starting to struggle, a little heavier in the arms, a little heavier in the back foot. Otherwise, almost treat it like a pistol squat in that front leg. 20 seconds to go, and then we'll finish with the slow sit-ups. Ten. Same thing here, nice slow lift, nice slow descent, take your time. And if you can't get all the way up, just do a nice easy crunch, keeping the low back driven down, reaching the chest up. 30 seconds here. After the sit-ups, we'll take 50 seconds to breathe. Then we'll transfer into our next 3 exercises. 10. Good. Resting, guys, 50 seconds off. Three stations coming up. We're gonna go skaters. Not as many skaters. We're gonna work on some lateral distance. I'm not gonna focus much on reaching my opposite arm to the opposite leg. I'm just gonna go through a skating motion. We've got plenty of space here. Make sure you do as well. The second thing will be a hand release push-up. Chest to floor, hands up, hands down. Hands up, hands down. If it bugs your shoulder to get a lot of elevation off the ground, that release, think about just removing the weight and then press back and forth. Drop in, remove the weight, press the floor. So you don't have to go into a big movement. And the third thing is going to be a Russian twist, which I'm going to use a small weight for. The first thing here, skaters.
So you want some space for this one? Kind of play around with what room you do have. If you don't have a lot, you can keep it more of that mini skater. And make sure you know what kind of surface you're landing on too, if you're wearing shoes or not wearing shoes. But covering some distance, try not to let that back foot touch the floor. Just hovers there and rotates. And really sitting into it. The deeper you get into the landing, the more you're going to be working the hips and working the legs there. 15 seconds left. Next one's going to be that hand releasing push-up, so you'll be ready to go down to the floor. But really soft landing on these. Shouldn't be making a lot of noise. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down to push-up position from your toes or from your knees. Or you can make the adjustment as you're going. Getting all the way to the ground. Stomach and chest come down to the floor. But don't lead with the stomach by arching your low back. We don't want to be pushing forward. You want to think about keeping that belly button pulled up away from the ground. That way, kind of chest and stomach can all come down together. 20 seconds left. Good exhale every time you push yourself away from the floor. Driving those palms down. And just trying to lift those hands up a little bit off the ground, taking some weight off there. 7 seconds, and you're going to have a Russian twist. So if you want the weight for that, you've got a weight nearby. 2, 1, over to your butt. And then a few options for this. You can keep the heels up off the floor. Can make it a little more challenging, or you can have them just lightly resting. Either way, you don't want to be putting a lot of weight into the feet. And then the angle at which you're leaning back will make a big difference on how challenging it is. Also, keeping the weight away from your body will make it more challenging. But nice and smooth on these. Don't try to move quickly. And be aware of how your low back is feeling. If it's not feeling great, sit up a little taller or put your feet down if you've got them up. 10 seconds left, and then you'll be back up to your feet for those skaters. Two. So again, make sure you've got a little space around you, get that weight out of the way. Sitting into it, your arms will be swinging a little bit side to side. That gives you a little more rhythm. but it should look smooth, look graceful, like Kyle. "20 seconds to go. After this, you'll be down on the floor for those hand-releasing push-ups. 5. So 2 knees or toes. And by going all the way to the floor, this forces you to keep a good head and neck position, because if you let that chin drop down too far towards the floor or your forehead fall down towards the floor, you're going to be hitting your face before anything else. But we want to keep everything from the neck up and pulled back away from the ground. It also keeps you from straining the neck too much either. Lower them down, hands come up, and then driving into the floor. 15 seconds to go. If these are easy, you can always go from your toes. You can always pick up the tempo. 7 seconds, and you've got the Russian twist to finish out. So last 50, and then we're going to a break and then a new circuit. So again, beware of how the low back's feeling. Only rotate as far as you have good control. You don't need to get all the way to the floor. A lot of times that's a little too much rotation. Consistent breathing the whole time. Find that good angle. 15 to go. 6. And good. Done here. Take a breather.
Always nice to get the first one done.
Getting ready.
Yeah, I feel a little more warmed up.
So the 3 on the next circuit will have our in-out squat jump. So don't need any gear for that one. We're gonna have our quad plank foot tap here. And then last one's gonna be our connies. We're gonna be doing that reach across on your back. So we'll go in 15 seconds with those in-out squat jumps.
Five seconds out, guys. We've done this one a few times now, unless you're watching these videos out of order. We're gonna squat wide, tap the feet narrow, and nice quick tap, and then bounce right back out. If we've done them in the past and you feel good with them, and or like it's not enough effort, don't use your hands, so keep your hands across the chest like Ben has them, and or on your head. You could also get a little more depth in the squat and pick up the speed a bit. So nice deep squat, pop quickly, just a quick tap, 15 seconds out. Second exercise, that quad plank to toe tap. It'll be opposite arm, opposite leg. You can try same side, but likely fall over. Give it a go.
That sounds good.
So right to left, left to right. Try to control those hips. On the back side of the squat jumps, this should have some challenge to it.
Yeah, quads definitely feel it.
Thanks for reassuring me, Ben.
So why don't you come check it out?
I was hoping it wasn't too much in your triceps, you know. Try not to overload them. 20 seconds out here, and then we're going into Conleys, which is on your back. Ben demoed it a minute ago. 15 seconds here. 10. 5. And on your back. Right elbow to left knee if that's the pattern you're in, not rolling onto that shoulder. So keep the elbow and shoulder off the ground. Just nice, easy crunch up with a little bit of a knee drag as well. You're gonna kick that leg out as long as you can, so think about separating the heel from the elbow and then drag it all back together. If you wanted to, the opposite leg can be off the ground, but it is quite aggressive. But the other leg would float and hover in an extended position. 15 seconds out. Then back into those squat jumps, in out squat jumps. 10. 5. Good, some squat jumps here. 6. See if you can't commit to a faster tempo the second round than the first round. Breathing as you need to. Just over halfway here, 20 seconds out. 10. 2. Quad plank. Foot tap. Knees 90, hips 90, shoulders 90. If you feel strong, take an extra half-second pause, reach across, take that pause, reach across, take the pause. And again, remember your hip placement, try to be stable in the hips. $15 seconds. 10. 'On our backs, next for Conleys. 2. 'And remember, push that heel as far away from the elbow as you can. Reach the elbow up and back. Stay off the opposite side. And a nice little crunch across the body. 30 seconds. After this next 20, we'll take a bit of a rest. 15 seconds. 5. Yeah?
Yeah, good.
Good. We finished with the core on Ben's series. We're gonna go start with 2 core exercises on mine. First thing's a dead bug, just static dead bug. Second thing, quite similar in effort, but we're gonna go valve slide, fall out. So you need your sliders, go a dead bug, fall out, and the third thing, split squat, pulse and hop. 1 foot of the bench, 1 foot not, a pulse, and a little bit of a hop to get airborne. So guys, your discs, have them handy, your couch, your chair, whatever you use for your split squats. Do that as well. We'll start with a dead bug. You can integrate weight if you want to. Personally, I got enough of it. I don't need any extra weight.
So dead bug position there, low back is pushed down into the floor. Arms and legs will extend out as far as you can maintain for this set. So the more vertical your arms and legs are, the easier it's gonna be. The more horizontal you make your body there, the more challenging it's gonna be, but make sure you feel okay with your low back. All the tension's in the front side of the core and you're not feeling that strain in the low back. 20 seconds to go. Next one's gonna be the valve slide fall out, so you want your sliders close by. Last 10, make sure you're breathing. When you've got all this tension, you've gotta still get good regular breathing. 5. So you're flipping over to your knees. If you want something soft on your knees, you can get that. But everything's super tight, crunched up with the abs, and then you're slowly falling down towards the floor. So think about the eccentric part. That's the main part of this movement. Slowly lowering while you feel your abs start to get stretched out a little, but you're keeping them braced as tight as you can. And the last few inches are always the hardest. So if it feels easy, spend more time in the bottom half of that movement. And really slow yourself down, even do little pauses there if it feels easy for you. 12 seconds. Next one's gonna be that split squat, pulse and hop. So you'll be off the bench, chair, or couch. 4 seconds, nice and slow. 2, 1. Good, so you get that back foot elevated. You get the pulse and then a little hop. And that pulse, just like with all of our pulses with squats and push-ups and things like that, you're trying to stay pretty low on that. So it's the bottom half of the movement. You're not going to get much of a hop on this, so don't picture yourself getting a ton of elevation. If you can, that's great. But even just pushing through the toes a little bit is fine. So if there's no getting off the floor, that's okay. But that landing is nice and soft. That can become the most challenging part, is loading that leg eccentrically to slow yourself down. 10 seconds left. And then after this, you'll be onto your back for that static dead bug. And so you can play around with the positioning. You can have your knees bent a little more to take some tension off. You can straighten your legs out more to add tension. Usually it's good to keep that head up, chin down towards the chest. If you need to rest it on the floor, you could do that. Or if you need to use your hands to lightly hold your head, if you feel your neck straightening a little bit, you can do that too. 15 to go, and then you'll be onto those fallouts with the sliders. Keep breathing here, 5. So see if you can still go just as slow on this second round. Belly button's pulled up, abs are crunched. Slow release. Still breathing throughout. When you're going that slow, you've got to be able to breathe.
That's good as you expected. No.
That was good. Yeah, with this one, the fewer reps you get can be better. Although that doesn't mean just to sit at the top of it for 45 seconds. But the more time you spend in the bottom half of that's going to make it more challenging. So 6 seconds left. Make this your last rep, super slow. 2, 1. All right, then back up to the bench or chair or couch, foot elevated. All the weight stays on that front foot. So we don't want to be pushing through that back leg.
It's my back.
Got another 25 seconds to go. Ten seconds left. We're gonna take that break. Two, 1, and good. So next 3, we're gonna have a cross crunch where you have your foot up and across, so a bit like the Conleys as far as what your upper body's doing. We're gonna have a push up and shoulder tap. So push up, tap, going back and forth, and then a broad jump. So hopefully you've got some space for you where you're jumping forward, landing softly on those. So going about 10 seconds with the cross crunch.
Just a small amount of core in this one today.
Yeah, jeez.
It's good. It's good we can overload the core a little bit. So like the Conley, yes, but the foot is over top of the knee. Still tracking that opposite elbow towards the opposite knee, still reaching back in the elbow, still keeping the other shoulder and elbow off the ground. And like the Conley, if you wanted to pull that foot off of the ground, your right foot or your down leg, you could. If you do so, just make sure that knee stays stationary. The knee you're traveling towards shouldn't be coming to the elbow. Move the elbow to the knee. 15 seconds out. The next thing is going to be the push-up with shoulder tap. 10 seconds. 5. Ben's got a good demo here. Sometimes having the hands tighter together helps with that reach across the body. It gives you a little more stability. Could be kneeling if you'd like to. If you're in a kneeling position, kick the knees wide. Inhale down, press, exhale, reach across the body. You can throw some tempo in here as long as you have good hip control. 15 seconds out. And we're going to go into a broad jump next. 10. 5. 4. Broad jumps. Use whatever space you have. Nice soft landing. Try to make sure you're taking off with 2 feet, landing on 2 feet. If you have a long runway, you could throw a couple broad jumps in a row facing the same direction. So you get 1, 2, 3, whatever you have space for. Otherwise, do one, turn around quickly, reset. You can get pretty far out on these if you'd like to. Just make sure you have control when you land. So really absorb the impact, put the brakes on, a controlled squat at the bottom. 10 seconds. Momentarily on your back for a cross crunch, switching sides. 3, 2, on your back, opposite elbow, opposite knee. And you can see Ben's right hand side from here, keeping that shoulder and elbow off the ground. Not letting the knee come toward the elbow, but the elbow toward the knee. Likely exhaling as you drive up. 25 seconds out. 15. After cross crunch, for a reminder, push up plus shoulder tap. 5. 4. Drop in again, take that opposite arm to opposite shoulder. Knees are fine if you'd like them, toes if you can. Control the hips on that reach. Some time left here still. 20 seconds out. 10. 'And in this broad jump, if you have back issues or any old injuries, really be careful on that jump and that catch, especially when you sit in the hole. Really have a lot of control on the catch. If you don't, then try to find some distance. Nice big arm swing, big jump, nice catch. 20 seconds out. In 15 seconds, we're going to rest for 50. We have 2 series left and a little bit of a stretch. 5. 4. Resting. 3. 3 things coming up: goblet, lateral lunge, you'll want a dumbbell. There you go. Plank with hip rotation and bicycles. Woo!
More core, man.
I counted, there's 9. 9 out of the 21 things to do today are core. You're gonna be a little sore. 20 seconds out. We'll go dumbbell under chin soon. Side, stand tall. I'm gonna stay on one side for 50 seconds. Move into plank with hip rotation. And then finish it off with some bicycles.
So you can picture these as pretty much just a rest for your core before you get into that. But holding that weight up in front, as heavy object as you can, or if you've got something you can put over your shoulders, as long as it's pretty close to your body there. Stepping your foot out, sitting your butt back. You're trying to shift all the weight into that foot that you're stepping into. So that way that leg has to work butt and quads, push away from the floor. And then good balance as you come up to the top too. The stationary foot stays straight, or that leg stays straight, so you get a little stretch on the inside of that leg too as you step out into it. 4 seconds left. Then you're going to be going into that plank with the hip rotation, so down to the floor on your elbows. Get to your toes, and then you roll inside the side. Not too fast on these. To make them harder, spend a little more time on the outsides of it. So as you're lowering your hips to the floor, go a little slower on that part. Feet can roll on top of each other there, or you could keep both feet down on the floor and just roll on your toes. So whatever feels okay for you when you're not sliding around too on the floor. 12 seconds to go. And then of course, now the core will be on your back for bicycle crunches here. 5. So hands can be lightly on the sides of your head. You can just support the weight of your head, but not actually be pulling there. And then you're extending the leg out, bringing your elbow towards the opposite knee. And the farther out you extend that leg, more challenging you can make it. Usually going slower on these is going to be better than going faster, although you can mix up the tempo a little bit. 15 to go, and then you'll be back up to that lateral lunge. 6. 5. So grab your weight, get back up to your feet, other side stepping out. So you can see from this angle, that back leg is staying straight, front leg is the one you're sitting into. You can really push into that heel, especially on that leg that's stepping out. Still keeping your chest up so you don't want to get slouched forward. You will be leaning forward, but you don't want to get those shoulders rolling forward. 15 to go, and then you'll be down into that plank position. 5. Good, get your weight off to the side, down to the elbows and toes. And then that controlled rotation. So thinking about the obliques a lot. Middle abs will be working the whole time, but as you rotate, you get the sides working. And just as much range of motion as you feel comfortable. You don't have to get all the way to the floor. You can keep it really tiny rolls, or you can just stick to a regular plank, or you can go to your knees and add a little rotation if you need to pull back on these. 18 seconds left, and then you'll finish out with the bicycles next. 4, 2, 1. Good, last 50. So that low back stays pushed down and you really try to extend the legs out. If you need to make this a little easier, you can just not reach very far with the foot. Keep the knee bent the whole time. Good breathing, 20 seconds left. After this, you'll have that 50-second break. 10. 3, 2, 1. All right, we get into our last circuit here before the stretching.
So first one will be a curtsy lunge, where you're stepping back and around. It's almost like a pistol squat there. If you want to hold a little weight in front, you could. We'll have a bent over row, so you want your heavy weight, you want your object to lean on, and then we'll have a rocking plank, which will be plank position on your elbows, and then just getting your body to move back and forth here. So we'll start curtsy lunge in about 5 seconds.
We've got a good view from the front of Ben here, reaching the knee behind the other heel or Achilles if possible. And then, again, if possible, not pressing off that back foot. So really use that front leg to lower the body, and then use that front leg to pull the body back up. So very minimal weight in that back foot. You can stand tall to a knee drive if you'd like. 20 seconds out.
We're going to stay on the one foot, obviously, for duration.
At 20.
5.
Throw it.
Single arm dumbbell bent over row here, guys.
Delivery.
Nice flat back, having that front arm.
Square the body up. I always try to think about looking like a gorilla. Nice big angles here. I just think of CJ when I see this. Anytime I see a row and somebody's like real squared up, it just looks like CJ to me. Our friend CJ the gorilla. Big broad shoulders, squared up hips, sharp lines.
Some of you have met him. He's the guy from Minnesota that's been into visit.
He's good guy. 15 seconds out. One of our faves. Next thing's rocking plank. We're into a plank position. Rock the body forward, rock the body back. Effort's somewhat similar to like a fizzball rollout. Kind of same genre, I guess, of movements. So plank position. Easy forward, easy back. And the more elongated you are here, being spaced from heels and elbows, likely the harder it would feel. Think about trying to drive the elbows down toward the toes, so pulling down to get a lot of ab tension there. Lats stay tight. Take your time. If it felt light and this seems a bit easy, you could always do a single leg. Single leg, single arm.
Yeah. Jeez, that's how good the challenge for a few people.
Try it. Kick those legs wide, Ben. Go get it.
I'll get on the next round.
5 seconds out. Curtsy lunge next. 2. Curtsy lunge. Make sure you switch legs. Stack that knee behind the Achilles. Drop in. Stand tall. Knee tuck. Light on the back foot. We are in our last series here. We have curtsy lunge, the rows, rocking plank, then we'll go into some stretching. 3 stretching exercises today. 20 seconds. 10. 10. Back to the row. Soften the knees. Some of you guys like to have more of a lunge-based position. That's fine. I think I would prefer this position, allowing that arm to float midline of body on the reach and then drawing out a little bit. Some scat movement there, nice pinch between the shoulders, and then keep that left arm nice and tight in the bench and keep that left shoulder down as well. So have some tension in that left arm. 15 seconds out, a little bit of tempo to wrap this up if you'd like. And then we're into the rocking plank once more. 10. 2. Rocking plank here. You gonna try it? Oh, I meant just one arm, 2 legs. 2 legs. Yeah, and then rock around. That should still be pretty awesome. It's pretty horrible.
It's not fun.
Oh gosh, man. My calf just cramped watching. 15 seconds out, guys. We'll take about a 30-second rest in between this and the first stretch. The first stretch is going to be a kneeling hip flexor stretch. Nice job, Ben. 3.
Coffee kicking in.
Resting, about 30 seconds. We'll go kneeling hip flexor stretch first.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
10 seconds out. Ben's got your demo. 1 knee down, 1 foot forward. Trying to pull those hips under, squeeze the glutes. Find tension. You can press those hands down into the knee if you'd like to for a little more core activation, but we're just trying to focus on a little bit of quad, a little bit of hip flexor stretch here. And now that we're done, feel free to breathe. Try to get your heart rate back down.
Good CJ story while we're stretching here. He just sent me a picture this past week. He's got 2 little kids. One's almost 3 and then one's like 1 something. The oldest one's my godson actually. So he sent me a picture of him sometime, like his achievements, and sent me a picture last week. The caption was just, "Nice try, Jack." His name's Jack. So, "Nice try, Jack," almost. And it's a picture of the toilet. And there's poop all over like the bowl, the seat of the toilet, and all over the floor around the toilet. It was just, he didn't quite get it. I mean, he got it all around the toilet, everywhere except in the actual toilet.
So you're only godfather to 1 of the kids?
Just yeah. I don't think you get like new ones for each kid. I don't know. I'm not.
CJ, we'll take the other one. It's Henry, is it? Yeah.
Hank.
Yeah, we'll use another boy. That's good. I mean, he's blonde. Looks like my kid. Maybe get him in line first before you hand him over, though.
Doesn't work.
Thread the needle, guys. Quad plank position. Quad plank, reach the arm under body. Hips stay pretty stationary. Let the rib cage do some motion. Let the shoulders do some motion. $20 seconds left on this side, then we'll go ahead and switch. Did you jog yesterday or just walk?
More walk than jog.
You like 4 in?
I did 5. Only ran maybe like 1.5 of that.
It's supposed to have been rainy for the last 3 days.
I know. That's what's nice about being flexible is you can pick the time of day when it's been nice, which there's been at least part of every day has been nice. Wow.
Yeah. Pollen's high still. Still feeling my eyes. 25 seconds, guys. Last stretch is gonna be the pigeon. Kind of in that push-up position, fold the leg under the body, settle the hips down, breathe a lot. 15 seconds. 5. I was looking at a wind profile map the other day before my long run on Monday, and I said I had a tailwind going up Tolt pipeline. I'm like, yep, I'm going right now, man.
So you had the help on that?
Yeah.
I mean, as much as
Yeah.
the wind is going to help you go a steep mountain.
But then like mile, I think just over 13, I was climbing back up Powerline Trail, coming west then, and had the wind in my face coming up Powerline Trail from Avondale, and that was, yeah, that was okay. It's good. Loved it. 20 seconds here, guys. Good demo from Ben. The heels into the opposite hip. Settle the hip down. If it feels too aggressive to be on your forearms, reduce back to palms instead. If you feel good on your forearms, great. If you want a little more, drop the chest down toward the leg, letting those arms kind of flail out overhead. 3 seconds. Same thing the other side to finish up this 50-50. Nice deep breathing here. Don't go overkill with this stretch, just nice gentle stretch. Once this stretch is wrapped up, you may be done. Pick a couple more stretches if you need to. Maybe a chest stretch, maybe a core stretch. Lots of core today. Core and legs, a couple push-ups. 5. Dunzo. Thanks, guys. Take some deep breaths.
Good work.